thank you, Rebecca, and thank you all for being here. And you realise you haven't come here for a jolly. There's quite a lot of work to do. I want to thank Ellie, particularly, for actually doing all the hard work that made it possible for this event to take place, because it's an extraordinary amount of work. And also, the length and breadth of your support is pretty phenomenal. Something we never knew would happen when we started. And of course we're indebted to Rebecca. She has given us encouragement. We felt a lot more strong to be able to do this, which is a combination of bringing the power of all the efforts and energies of the people who work daily to improve soil and work with the land. And of course I can't say enough that we are grateful to the Right Honourable Michael Gove for being here, because it gives us the kind of, again, the strength and authority to feel we're on the right track, and that we have people listening at this important moment, which is what we're doing, is launching a journey towards soil recovery. It starts here. It doesn't start on empty ground, because all the work has been done, by everybody in this room for years. So, Sustainable Soils Alliance, why we needed and why now? Well, I start from the point of view that our soils are in crisis. I think everybody here has spoken to this. They're declining their capacity to produce the food we need, and in the highest areas of production is moving towards an irreversible tipping point. They're being degraded and polluted and washed away. This is extraordinary. But we're here because we believe we can change this. But we need to move fast if we are to conserve and restore what we have. As a society, for over a century, we've had a problem maintaining a proper understanding of our relationship with soil. Quite extraordinary. So extraordinary that I thought that to an alien observing an intelligent earthly species degrade the very thing that supports all terrestrial life would seem existentially absurd. I know there aren't existentialist aliens, but really. And it's tantamount to species suicide. What an extraordinary thing. We clearly have gone off the rails and are having to relearn that what was once natural to our ancestors, that soil is alive, it's not a thing, but an ecosystem. Maybe they didn't have those words. It's a superorganism, didn't have that word. And we destroy its integrity and complexity, and living complexity at our own peril. But we're beginning to understand the nature of the problem. A soil crisis represents not just a looming crisis for food production, but for society as a whole. It has impacts on climate, flooding, pollution, terrestrial and marine food stocks, and precious ecosystems. The proud mission of the Sustainable Soils Alliance is to bring soils back to health within one generation. That's a big, big commitment. That's our mission. But despite the challenge, it's not a time for pessimism. For our nation, it's a crucial time and a unique opportunity, as so many have pointed to this, to show world leadership. This is an extraordinary potential possibility for us. Vast numbers of organisations and individuals are studying soil and working for soil conservation and recovery, many of whom are in this room today. While the overall trajectory remains downwards, all those who've shown support and commitment to this mission, to our mission, are seeking to find their way through this problem. We believe soil recovery within one generation can only be achieved by breaking down silos and working collaboratively across all sectors and interests. So I'm sorry to ask you to bear with me just for a moment, but I'm just going to finish this, because what's important is that we need to change this downward trajectory. We have to bring collective strength across the full range of organisations and agencies working with soil. Through aligning our endeavours, we can amplify our respective efforts to effect the real change that is needed. But for us, the next step on this journey, so what happens tomorrow, what happens after our wonderful reception, is to hold a step change conference. We aim for this to take place in 2019, and we've started our work towards that. It starts from today. This is not just another conference to share and recycle ideas, but based on all our contributions and our understanding, it will deliver an action plan to government to achieve for soils what the Stern report brought to climate change policy. We'll be calling on all stakeholders to work alongside our science panel, chaired by Chris, and steering group to contribute through your expertise and knowledge to your focus of work to deliver the game change requirements of this conference. Governments come and go, sorry, but they do, and function on relatively short life cycles. The current government has, I believe, and we believe, a sincere commitment to leave the environment better than it has found it. But we will need to ensure that soil recovery is embedded in national policy beyond then and is inexorable, measured and sustained. Soil is the hidden blind spot in policy making. We have standards for air and water, but none yet for soil. We're here today to change this. I now hand over to Rebecca, and I thank you for being here and for listening to us, and I also know that we're in the company of what I believe a family of brilliant supporters and commendable workers. So thank you.